Watercolor Christmas card tutorial, a snowy tree. To begin, we need to get the image on our watercolor paper. To do this, I'm going to take the drawing and color on the back to give me a graphite transfer. This is just a standard number 2 pencil. Once that back is completely filled in, I'm going to flip it over and trace over my line. And of course, another option is always to freehand it. To begin this watercolor, we're going to do things just a little bit differently. Instead of starting with color, we're actually going to load our brush with pure clean water. By doing this, we're creating a path for the watercolors to go into. As always, you want to make sure that the watercolor from the pan is super wet and hydrated. It needs to have a very liquidy look to begin with. With my blue and purple both very hydrated, I'm just going to go in and drop and slightly move the colors around to give me a really airy, wispy effect. I'm going to let that completely dry, and then I'm going to go in with clean water again and line the bottom of the circle. This is going to help make sure that it doesn't go outside of that circle and still gives me that real organic, natural flow. For the snow, I wanted the ground to be a little darker, so I'm going in with blue, a small amount of green and orange, and mixing those colors together to get me this dusty blue color. I'm going to follow the bottom completely and then just place a few dabs on the horizon line. I'm going to allow this to dry. Mostly it's a little damp still before I move on. I'm going to create a color that's a very shadowy, cold blue for my trees. To do this, I'm taking a little bit of red, a little bit of green, and a little bit of blue, and I'm mixing them together until I get a nice, deep, shadowy blue. I couldn't get the green quite the way that I wanted it to, so I went ahead and added a little bit of purple in there. That's just going to mute that color a little bit more and make it more of a gray. I'm going to place in some very intermittent stripes of the tree line, just little dabs back and forth in a almost V-like motion to start the essence of my trees. I'm going to go ahead and paint in clean water for the ornament topper, and then use that same color to add some gray to that topper and define it from the ornament ball itself. Allow those trees to dry completely, and then I'm going to come back with a little bit more blue, a little bit more green to make that pigment a little richer and a little darker. And I'm just going to continue filling in my trees, making sure that I leave a little bit of gap so I can have some variation. You'll also notice that there is a difference between the trees in the background, the trees in the foreground, and the ones that are next to each other based on how much water and pigment I have in the paint itself. This will help create that contrast without using real lines. The tree in the foreground is the closest to us, so it'll have the most amount of detail, and I am doing this by just using the tip of my brush to pronounce some of the lines in the tree. I'm going to go back to the top of the ornament now that it's nice and dry and add a few bolder elements to make it stand out a little bit more, and that's pretty much it. We're done. You can find the template for this drawing in the link below in the comments. And the background music was found at mixkit.com.